What's up guys, and welcome to FPL Today and a fixture video where we go over the double game weeks in 36 and 37. They're not that far away and it is right at the end of the season, so a great time to maximise your points and the use of your wildcard and chips. So we're going to go over the announced fixtures. There are some still yet to be announced and the potential players we could be looking at in these two very important double game weeks. So let's get straight into it, and we're starting with double game week 36. And I've just got to say right off the bat, Leicester City assets look amazing for this end of season run. Leicester City have Norwich and Everton, two amazing games, and they're both at home in game week 36. Now the issue of course would be potentially seeing these games as throwaway games, as Leicester might not have anything to play for yet. But I believe you're looking at two great midfield choices in James Maddison and Harvey Barnes. I'd probably lean towards James Maddison now, although I do own Harvey Barnes, which is slightly disappointing. But I fortunately have a wild card, so if I do decide to change, I can do that. You've also got Kasper Schmeichel as an option, and returning defenders that do have attacking output like Castagne and James Justin. So fantastic options from Leicester. The other double game weeks that you could look at in 36 to maximise your points are, of course, Chelsea, who do have some great options. Watford, Norwich, Arsenal, Everton, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Leeds and Spurs. Rounds up 10 teams with a double game week in 36. So potential for your bench boost there, because it should be easy enough to build a side where you can have 15 starting players. Again, more standout options. Chelsea, like I said, Reece James, Kai Havertz, both look like fantastic options for this double game week, as long as Chelsea manage to improve after their performance against Brentford. I would also suggest that either Arsenal or Spurs could be a good shout for game week 36, but I believe most people will own a decent amount of Arsenal and Spurs assets already. But I do really like Spurs' run up to game week 36 as well. And Arsenal maybe have a slightly more difficult one compared to Spurs. So if you don't have a wild card and you're having to plan transfers, I reckon Spurs assets, the likes of Son, Kane, Kulusevski and Doherty could be great options for you. If you're looking at Arsenal, I think you only need one player to really get good coverage for Arsenal. I'd suggest either Saka or maybe Lacazette. Defensively, with Tierney now gone and with the fixtures the way they are, I'd potentially not look at any Arsenal defenders. If we move on to game week 37, the best two fixtures for any side is probably Aston Villa, although to be honest, I wouldn't even say it's that great. I'd say there's definitely better double game weeks in 36 than 37. Burnley and Crystal Palace, they're both home fixtures, and I think Burnley could be a good one for Villa. But Crystal Palace have shown recently how good a side and an outfit they have become, so maybe not the best second game there. But Aston Villa, I'm not really sure what options are the best to go to from that side, so I may even ignore double game week 37 for Aston Villa. Everton, I'm really not interested in, despite the fact, again, it's two home fixtures. Crystal Palace and Brentford, both decent sides. Everton haven't looked great. That could change, of course, but I doubt it very much, especially with some of the fixtures that are coming up for them more recently. Chelsea, of course, with Leicester and Man United, you could get some points from players I've already mentioned. Crystal Palace, Watford in game week 36, and that is followed by Everton and Aston Villa, both away fixtures, but Crystal Palace have looked really good. Leicester also have another double game week, so if you're planning for that, then you've got Chelsea and Watford, and like I said, the likes of Barnes and Maddison really stand out as great options. Burnley, I don't really like any Burnley option anymore. There's some good options as far as bench players. Maybe Connor Roberts could be a player that you play on the bench and just hope for some points from. But if you're trying to play a bench boost, then that might not be fantastic. But if you haven't already played your bench boost, he could be a bench player that, if comes on, does have two fixtures. And finally, if you are lacking a lot of chips and you don't have a wildcard to play, then you do have 4 teams who have a double game week in 36 and 37. Now, the issue there, of course, is there could be rotation. But you do have Leicester City, like I've already mentioned, and Chelsea, who to me look like the two sides to really focus on if you want to get points in the tail end of the season. Now, Chelsea's run in the Champions League might affect who plays and who doesn't play. but Everton and Aston Villa aren't great options, to be honest. So for me, Leicester and Chelsea, if we can figure out the players that are starting, are the ones to target here. And just quickly covering what my plan is now that we have a better idea of what is coming up in the future. I'm probably going to play nothing until game week 34, so we're past double game week 33. And then I'm probably going to play my wildcard to make a team that is suitable for the game week 34, 35 and 36 fixture, and maybe considering 38 at the same time. And then we'd use the free hit potentially on game week 37. What I'd love you guys to do is, if you have a strategy, leave it in the comments down below for the rest of the community to see, so that they can get some ideas from other people with different types of chips left, and whether or not they have a wild card or not. Also, while you're there, if you could hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, that would be absolutely amazing. And do check out Fantasy Football Hub, of course, which is where all the graphics came from for this video. With that being said, I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.